is the Iron Trader. It is Monday morning, so it's time to go to work. Now, I'm out of the office here until Wednesday, but I'll have a video for you every morning. And we will take a look here at Bitcoin, at gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas, and we'll take a look at and see what's going on with the NQ. Now, remember, this week is going to be a lot of tech earnings, so you want to stay very, very sharp. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, first on the old docket, we have Bitcoin. Okay, let's see what we got here. All righty. Now, you can see here, Bitcoin here, we put that topping tail in here. And then what we do is we have the sideways action. Now, you can see here where we came so far below that 8-day, but we're hanging right around that 8-day, and that's going to be very, very key. Now, today we made this low here of 116,635. We're looking at the bottom of this candle here at 116.90 level. Okay, so right there, okay, 116,635. Right here, we're looking at 116.90 level. So we're just above that. Now, again, we lose that. We want to go right to this gap, okay? This gap right here is sitting at 115.635. If we lose that gap, then we're going to go right to that fill level. You look at the top of that candle at 114.380. Now, next level is going to be 112.590. Then we have that nice 21 days sitting here at 111.740, and then we have your 50-day below that at 108.507. Now, so far we just have this sideways action, which is always good, but man, it has to really hold this 8-day here, 118, 150 level. That's going to be very, very key. But again, if it comes down and holds the bottom of that candle or this gap or this fill, even that 21-day, that could be a really good buying opportunity here to take it up higher, okay? Now, so far today, we made that high of 119.850. Next level is going to be right there, 122.65. And then we have 120.360. And then we have 126.95, and then we have Friday's high at that 121.165. You crack above that, we're going to go right here to this 123.615 level, and that would be your target. And then we have to see what the reaction is once we get there, okay? Now, all these blue lines here are just as our price channels, so it makes it life easier to look at. Boom, there it is, 123.615. Now, if we crack above this, if we take this measured move from this inverse head and shoulders pattern, you're looking about 125.5. That would be your target, okay? But again, you know, you can, with Bitcoin here, with this kind of a number, you could rally up to 130, 135 very, very easily here, okay? But again, we just look at what our next target would be if you can crack that 123.615. So today, what you want to watch is just watch that 8-day and then watch today's low. That's going to be very key. And then bottom, if it keeps on rolling down, we just look at the bottom there, the gap, the fill, and then we have that twice 21-day. Now, we're sitting here. We're still very, very strong. That's an overbought condition, but look at how nice and strong this is. The green is over your red, shows momentum there, but we just have a little sideways consolidation. No big deal. So just look from the past here. Okay, big rally up here, then we have a little sideways action. Up here, sideways action. Okay, and then we have a big sideways action, then we rallied right on up here. But actually, be a little bit patient here. Easy way I trade this here, if you want a one-to-one, is a BITI. I've been trading the BITX, working out very, very nicely. 2 times leverage fund, plus it pays a dividend of, right now I think it's a little over 10%, but it pays it monthly about 54 cents a share. Okay, here, we're looking here. We had this topping tail last week on a weekly. And so far, we're just kind of just sitting, hanging out here. But what we really want to watch is to always look to the left of the chart, looking at 112.345. That's going to be key. And then that 8-day at that 110.824. And that's going to be very, very key by Friday. Okay, so this is remember, this is a weekly chart here. Here's your daily. Now, again, you can see here how we just have a very good relative strength going on here. The green is over your red. This is a very, very bullish chart. When you look at this, see, look at this very, very bullish situation. Bottom left, up right kind of a situation. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here on the old Bitcoin. So let's take a look here at gold and silver. Okay, here we have gold. Here we have silver. So let's just take a little peek, see what's going on here with the gold. Okay, so you can see here we just have the sideways action here. Now we've got a really nice high. We had a high up here of 33.84. What we're really looking for here, see, next is going to be that 33.85. But what you're really looking for is 33.89 level right there, okay? Because that's actually the recent high of this sideways action, okay? So this is what we're looking for. So this is actually a good trading situation here. I trade the GLD, and I'm looking for get above this 33.89. Then I will take the trade to go up higher, okay? But right now here, what we're looking for, let's say you got 33.53. There's your 8-day, very, very nicely. Right below that, we have your 21-day at 33.45, and then we have your 50-day at 33.35, okay? Now, again, if that's lost here, we just come to the bottom of this candle right here. You're looking at 33.14 level, and then we can just venture right on down, 33.04, 32.95, 32.90, and it would come down here at that 32.66, and you retest at 32.50. But right now, we're just having this this nice sideways action. But remember, when this thing is just building sideways, that's also building energy, just like we had on the silver here. See how that builds energy? And then when she pops up very, very nicely. Or it could pop down too here. So you got to be just always a little careful. But what we're looking for is that 33.89. That's going to be key. Now, we can get above that. We can come to this price channel at that 34.13 level, okay? That's going to be that top of that candle right there. Then we can venture all the way up here to this 34.22. We have that 34.27, 34.68, and then we have that 34.76. Those are going to be your upside targets. And then this retest of this 34.76, we have to see what the reaction is once it gets there. Does it crack through and go to that 35.09, or does it just come on and fall around the way back? Kind of a situation, okay? Now, if we crack that 35.09, you're going to go, we'll probably look towards that 35.50 and even 3600 here on the old gold. Now, we have a really only sitting at 55, got plenty of room to run. You're sitting at the way on the bottom here. The green is still over your red here. This is just looking very nice, but it's just a sideways action. But just watch the top of that candle at 33.89. That's going to be key on a closing basis, okay? Then on the downside, very easy. You got your basically your 8-day, your 21-day, and then we have that 50 SMA here. Now, silver. Let's take a little peek at the old silver here. Now, you can see here a nice uptrending situation that we have here, and we're holding that 8-day, okay? See, this is why you trade the charts. Okay, look how nice. Now, we had that topping tail, came right on down, and held it, okay? We had a little bit lower low, but you notice we're closed above that 8-day. Then we have old sticky going on here, and today we have a green candle. Now, we hit 38.93 here so far. Friday's high was 38.82. But the next level that we're really looking for is going to be right here. Is going to be that 39.22 and then 39.57. If it gets to this 39.57, again, we have to see what the reaction is. You're going to go to the 40 mark and then 42 and then 45 level here on the silver. Downside, this 8-day, obviously, you can see is everything. Is 38.36. We lose that. You come to the bottom there, you're looking at 37.75. We'll come to the bottom here, 37.68. And then we're looking for that 21-day at that 37.18 level. But look how nice that it held it. So we got to respect that 21-day. Comes all the way down there. We said it's not going to hold it again. But nice uptrending chart here. So just watch that key level, that 8-day on the downside here. And then we rally up here. Watch the top of this candle here, 39.22 and then 39.57. Now, you see you got a little bit overbought situation, but look how nice and sideways this is going here. You can see the strength that's going in here on the RSI, which that's what it measures, but also has a nice divergences, okay, that we always want to take a look at too, okay? Give you a perfect example. See, we have a high here. We had a lower high. We had a high here, we had a higher high, and then what happened? It sold right on down, and see how it sold right on down. So always pay attention to this here, because you can always do this measures a lot more than just relative strength, also the divergences. Now, your green is over your red here. This is showing very, very good. And I say when you take this and you stretch this out here, this is a very good, nice bottom left, upper and chart here. Very, very good inclining chart here. This is the same way here with the gold. Look how nice this is a beaut, Clark. Look at that. See how nice that is here? But again, just be a little bit patient. We want to watch always the top of those candles. We want to watch them breakouts, okay? That's the key. Once we start breaking out there, then we can go much higher. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude and natural gas. All right, here we have crude oil. Here we have natural gas. Okay, now you can see here crude oil is, we're just kind of like rolling right on over situation here. Okay, so when you look at this, you step back and take a look at this. This is a big bear flag situation. See how I had the pole, and then we have the a sideways action here. Now, when you look at this, went the wrong way there. Sorry about that. Okay, see where we had this nice inverse head and shoulder spanner, left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. So when we were down here, I says, well, if you take the measured move from the bottom there to the neckline, we're going to go to that 200-day, and that's where you went to the 200-day. This is just nothing but that war premium, which never does last. Because once they settle it out, it comes right on down. But you look at this, see how that nice big bear flag is going. Now, for this to go higher, you're going to need some kind of a catalyst, either the war situation or hurricane season or some kind of a disruption here to take crude up higher. But right now here, now we start getting this rounded top kind of situation. So when you look at that 8-day, see how that 8-day is rolling over here. Look at the 21-day, see how that's rolling over here. So again, if this keeps right on rolling, you will push that price right on down. Now, on the downside, we want to watch that 50-day. 65.38. We want to watch a 100-day here at 65.14. We lose that, you're going to come down to that 64 flat, which is basically just the bottom of that candle. Okay. Now, if we start losing that, then we can come right down here. Okay. So you look at the bottom, 62.82. We have 62.50. We come down here at 62.17. We'll come down there at 61.06, and then we have a target down here at 59.74. Now, if that keeps on low going, we have a target all the way down here at 57.74, and okay, we have at 55.30 level. Okay, so this could really come off, but you have to lose that price channel, that 50-day, 100-day, and that price channel in order to do that. So we don't get too excited here, just right now. We got the hurricane season coming up. We don't know what kind of disruption, what's kind of it's going to cause. Okay, so now on the upside here, we're looking at that 66.94. That's an 8-day, and 66.98. There's your 21-day. That's going to become very, very big resistance. Next level will be Friday's high, 67.54, and then obviously we're going to be looking for that 68.32. That is going to be your 200 SMA here. Now, you get above that, we can come up here to the top of this candle at 69.65, and then you just follow the candles up here, 71.33 level. We come up here at 72.32, and then march it up 73.90, 74.27, and then we have 75.74 all the way up to the big retest up there at 78.40. But right now here, this is rolling over, and you can see this 200-day how strong it was. See how it went into it, and then look at this. Okay, like birds on the old telephone pole. You know what I'm saying? Telephone wire. I mean, look at that. See, he's sitting there, and then she just decided she's going to come right on off here. But again, we're kind of like stuck here between the 50-day and 100-day, and that 8-day and the 21-day, kind of like a ping pong action here. So again, have no opinion. Let's just see how this all going to shake out. Now, RSI here, you're only looking at 47. That's nowhere near overbought or oversold. The green is below your red, shows momentum to the downside. But this looks like you're putting that rounded top coming situation here. And we lose that 64, we can go much, much lower. Okay, Natty Gas. Well, Natty Gas was doing really good here. We had this downtrend situation here, and we're stuck below that 8-day. Then it reversed that, jumped right on up here. But then you could see all these sticks up here, okay? And it couldn't get through that 100-day, okay? So now what you're doing is came down. We made a low here all the way today of 3.35 level here, okay? So all we do is just look right to the left of the chart here. That was your support level. If we lose that, you're going to come down here, 329. 319, and then obviously your retest at 3.149. Upside here, we're trying to if it's going to push, you got to get through that 3.46 level. We have that 3.44, and just everything is right here. Okay, 3.48, your 50-day at 3.58, and then you can rally up to your 100-day. But right now here, this is just we got to get above all these simple moving averages here to go higher. But right now, that 8-day, 21, and that 200-day is going to be stopping this thing right in its tracks. Got up close to the 21-day, but not quite. Okay, so right now we have yourself a red candle, and we have this lower low situation here. Now, on the RSI here, you're only sitting at 46. There's nowhere near that's overbought or oversold. The green is still over your red here, but again, you're breaking that downtrend. There was some really good trading in here. I don't hold this overnight or anything like that. I just trade UNG for the long, KLD for the short. So what I'd be doing is just looking here for trades, kind of a situation. But right now, you're kind of like in no man's land here. So just be a little bit cautious here on your own natural gas. Okay, let's take a look here now at the old NQ. All right, here we have the ONQ. Now you can see here, really good melt-up situation. Doesn't want to give up the ghost. Okay, so basically what you're trading here is you look at the downside, 23.104. We lose that. We're going to come down here, 22.825 level. There's a lot of support left in here, but realistically, your target is going to be 22.30. Then we have your retest at 21.566 level, and then your 200-day all the way down here at 29.72. Upside here, we're challenging here this 23.320. That's going to be Friday's high. So we got to see how that's all going to shake out. Now again, with this melt up, you could crack that. You go 23.400, 23.500. You go all the way to 24,000. Okay, we got to just see how it melts up. Eventually, this does not end well. See how strong this is here, okay? See how strong that is? Nothing rides up there forever, okay? And that's exactly what you have. All it's going to take is one little thing, and this will come tumbling down here pretty quick. But right now here, everything is looking really good here, so it's actually just a trader's market, so just take that in mind, okay? It's not a buy and hold situation. It's just a trader's market. Now, there can be a lot of tech earnings. You got Meta this week. You got Microsoft this week. You got Tesla. There's a lot of really good companies here coming out. So we got to see what the reaction is here. And all of those are jammed up here in the NQ. This is just the NASDAQ futures. Okay, you can do the S&P futures, the Dow futures, but the charts all look pretty much the same here. But I like to trade the NASDAQ. I think that's the future with that AI. That's really looking good. But again, just be a little bit careful here and just trade the market, because this was your buying opportunity. Come over here, and then what we had a little consolidation, a little melt up, a little consolidation. But you can see how the candles are getting. Look how small these candles are getting. Okay, you don't have that nice big boom all the way up here. We just have that small candles. But again, respect that 8-day because it's holding. If we lose it, respect that 21-day because that's holding very, very nice also. And then again, obviously that's lost, and we hit the 50-day and possibly even down to that 200-day. Okay, that's what I got for you. Now I'll be back here tomorrow morning, and I'll make another video, and we'll go through it. And remember, just trade what's in front of you, not what you want.